So I'm sure by now we all know that for a company in the UK to offer visa sponsorship to a foreign personnel back in Africa, Asia, or wherever outside the UK, the company needs what we call a sponsored license. So although there are thousands of companies in the UK, not all of them can employ foreign nationals and bring you over to work here. And that's why we have a website where we have a UK sponsored license where you can find companies that actually have this license to be able to give you visa sponsorship. Just like a driver's license, it has to be renewed every 4 years. The companies don't need to have the license or get a new license anytime they are bringing each person in. Once they do it, they can bring as many people in for that 4-year period until it expires. Then they no longer offer visa sponsorship until they renew. It costs £536 for smaller companies, let's say smaller care homes or smaller agencies or smaller companies. They had to pay £536 to renew their license, to apply for the license, that's the registration fee, and then to renew it every 4 years. And for medium to large companies, they had to pay £1,476 every 4-year period to keep the license. However, there's been an update. There's this good news that I want to share with you today. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Stop that. So hi guys, my name is Anel Griselda. On this channel I talk about nursing, I talk about migrating to the UK, and I talk about opportunities for people to relocate abroad. So if these are topics that interest you, kindly consider subscribing. So the good news is the updates recently. So you all know that the UK government is trying to make it easier for, companies here to employ foreign people, especially in the healthcare sector, because as we all know, they are very short-staffed in that sector. As a result of that, they're trying to make things very easy for people or companies to recruit more people in the care sector. If you're a sponsor, a care home or a hospital or whatever, or a recruiter or whatever, and your sponsor license was due to expire on 6th of April or after 6th of April, you will no longer have to renew this license or pay any renewal fee. To take this action, the Home Office, what they have done is that they have extended the expiration of all people or of all licenses or of all sponsor licenses that are going to expire on the 6th of April or after 6th of April. They've extended the expiration by 10 solid years. 10 solid years. So anybody who has already made arrangements to make this payment or has already paid, the Home Office says they're going to refund this to you. If you receive that automated message to say that your sponsor is about to expire, blah blah blah, they said you should just ignore it and do not take any action at all. And if you're a sponsor watching me or you're a recruiter with a sponsor license watching me, and then you want to know the expiration date on your license, I'm going to leave the link here. Okay, so you go to the sponsor management system, you click on it, it takes you to this page, and then you select Start Now. And once you select Start Now, you put your user ID and your password, and you'll be able to view your expiration, okay, the expiration of your license. So this is going to have a massive impact on employers, okay? So this means that they have the next 10 years without having to renew their sponsor license, which is quite good. And will give them the flexibility to recruit more people without any burden of renewal fee or renewal whatever. So this was very costly and then also very time consuming, because whenever you renew, you'd actually get a response ahead. Is it 8 weeks later or something? And then you'd also have to make sure you're applying at least 90 days before or something like that, before the expiration. So it was quite stressful in terms of the paperwork, in terms of the amount they were paying, in terms of all the documentation and stuff was quite stressful. Okay, so now that this has been extended by 10 whole years, this is really good. It says, with the number of licensed sponsors in the UK continuing to grow year on year, it is likely that the cost and time required from the Home Office to process renewal applications was increasing, and so removal of this requirement should free up more of the department's resources to focus on other priorities such as sponsor compliance and digitalization of the UK's immigration system. So despite the renewal requirements being removed, sponsor compliance remains high on the Home Office list of priorities, and employers should be prepared. They realize that because there's so many other companies that have sponsor license now, when they have to deal with all these renewals, it takes so much of their time. However, now what is really of priority to them is sponsor compliance, to make sure that the sponsors are doing the right thing. They're not charging candidates when they're not supposed to, or they're not bringing people in as dependents when they are not necessarily dependents, and all those things. So that is what is high on their priority list now. They check compliance with their rules, that the sponsors are compliant and not the renewal fee and all that. And another thing is that now I'm sure that they're making a lot of money, even though they've taken the removal out completely of the requirements for sponsors, because now there are so many other companies that are joining and applying for sponsor license, so that also will give them money. And another thing is that they want to also prioritize digitalization of the UK's immigration system. They want to cut out the BRP and make everything digital, and all that. So they have so many things on their hands to be working on renewals and paperwork and all that. So that is the good news. It's good news for employers mostly, and good news for for employees as well, or prospective employees as well, because now there'll be no paperwork. Because if a company, you default or your sponsor license expires, until that period where you renew, initially you were not eligible to recruit somebody else. However, now that you don't even need any renewal, you have your license in place for the next 10 years without any vacant period where you're not eligible to sponsor anybody. I hope I'm making sense. The renewal of the license requirement has now been taken off completely, and for the start to put this in action, they've extended all expiration dates of anybody whose sponsor license was expiring on April 6th or after April 6th by 10 full years. 10 solid years. That's amazing. So guys, if you're looking for a certificate of sponsorship by a sponsor in the UK or any company with sponsor license, do not give up yet. Things are getting better. You know, just keep searching, just be hopeful. I know it's extremely tough, especially these days, but people are still coming once in a while, and it's possible. And now I think it's also going to be much better, because now all the companies that are recruiting are supposed to be regulated by the CQC, and with the CQC involved, I think it's going to be much better. People will not be required to pay £10,000 before they get jobs, because CQC will make sure that all these recruiters are doing the right thing and they are legit.
Have you taken the IELTS multiple times without success? Are you 2, 1, or even just half a band away from what the NMC or GMC require in order to give you your PIN or license to practice? Then stop, take a breath, and let us help. You see, here at IELTS Medical, we've given doctors and nurses the tools they need to pass the academic version of the IELTS exam as efficiently as possible. Whether you've reached above 7.0 in 3 sub-tests, but can't seem to crack IELTS writing, whether it's IELTS reading that's the thorn in your side, it's okay, we're here for you.
So that is the situation now, and if you're a company that has sponsor license and you're watching me and you're looking to recruit, please put it in the comment section where people can apply. That is it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.